Okay. Hey, Chris, I just wanted to talk to you really quick about the economic stuff, just a couple minutes.
Right.
First off, you had mentioned to me before that what's going on in the U.S. now kind of reminded you of what you've seen in developing countries. I mean, you've traveled all over the world. Talk about
Yeah,
that.
it's what's really making me uncomfortable about this, and it's one of the reasons why I think we do need to push this bailout through, this rescue plan. But you've dealt with the developing economies. I've been working with both Europe and developing economies for almost 20 years now. And when I see some of the problems that are coming out, to me it's mind-boggling. As an American, this is something that we certainly are. We're not supposed to have these kind of problems. Maybe our parents. I mean, my parents were born in the 30s, and they were too young to know what the bank crisis was. So I think we've had so many generations of a fairly stable banking system. The S&L crisis was certainly no picnic, but this is so much bigger. It's to me, it's unthinkable that something like this could happen in the strongest economy, or what's supposed
Right.
to be the greatest economy in the world. It's unthinkable. I mean, it scares me. I get a phone call from my mother who just spent the last few weeks trying to move money out of one money market fund because she was terrified. This is
Right.
her retiree money. This
Right.
is what she lives on.
Is the
It's
fund protected?
uninsured. She was
It was
terrified.
uninsured?
So she found out. She sees this, and when all the banks are going down, and she thinks, "My God, I'm going to lose everything."
Right.
We don't. We're not supposed to be a country that has these kind of thoughts. I mean, things like this are not supposed to happen. And so, right as she finishes moving out of the one into a guaranteed plan, she guess what bank she's working with?
Wachovia?
Wachovia. Wachovia. I mean, my
You
God.
did. She moved it into Wachovia?
Well, this was her local checking account. And she says, "I can't believe it." This to me, I'm sorry, but these are the kind of problems that you're more familiar with in the third world.
Right.
This is, to me, it's a disgrace that we're seeing this kind of problem in America. It's unthinkable. It really is unthinkable.
Right.
This is just we've been asleep at the wheel.
Well,
For
and
much
I,
too
I, I was
long.
looking into it last week too, and I found out that my money market, and now there's different kinds of money markets my readers have educated us about, but my money market in my credit union is protected by insurance. My money market at PayPal is not protected by insurance. Monies that you have at PayPal in your savings are protected by insurance, unless, of course, PayPal goes insolvent. Then they hope that they've written the legal documents in a way that PayPal's creditors will not be able to come after your money that you have in
Yeah.
PayPal. And I read that and I went, oh, forget it. And I moved it all out. I created it.
Yeah.
I did ING Direct, which you would recommended.
Yeah.
It's now the interesting thing too is, which I mean, not to belabor this into too much of detail, but a number of folks had told me to check. Actually, no, I found this in researching online and then talked to some of my banker friends. They now have guaranteed money markets with deposits you've made before September 19th,
Right.
but
Right.
not after. Now that makes
Right.
sense.
And that's temporary too.
Right,
That's
and that makes,
temporary.
well, A, it's temporary, and B, it's because they didn't want everybody rushing to money markets or whatever. But the thing too is, even that I didn't know. I initially had started hearing rumors that money markets were protected, so I thought, oh, okay, they're protected. That's cool. Well, no, if you moved any money post September 19th, it's not protected at all.
Right.
So even that, there's so much detail going on, and what your mom saw too. You start looking into it, and big surprise, some of your money isn't protected.
Right.
You know, like it's not just a joke looking into this stuff and going, oh, stop being a nervous Nelly
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah. And, to me, I look at this and I think, what do I tell someone like my mother? What do I tell a retiree?
Move to France.
You lose all your stuff. Yeah, I mean,
Joelle would love that.
It's a tough time. I even for people's retirements, all the issues, all the money tied up with 401k plans in the market right now. You guys posted the other day over $1 trillion
Right.
Lost in the market. Boy, I think this is causing a lot of, causing a lot of anxiety,
Right.
especially with retirees. Look, we're not a 20-year-old. We can easily enough rebound from
Right.
a period like this. What do you tell somebody that's 80 years old?
Right.
What do you
Right.
tell somebody?
Right.
Go back to work?
Hang on to that 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this really, that's really what's been striking me is
Right.
this is just not what we have come to expect. As Americans,
Right.
we expect much better than this.
Well, and this, I mean, what does this do? I know what it does to confidence in the public, but why does confidence matter? As far as, sort of consumer confidence and those kind of things. They always talk about those consumer confidence numbers. Economically, why does consumer confidence matter?
Well, it has to do with if you're feeling good, if you're feeling good about your paycheck, you're feeling good about your money coming in and your money not going out the door
Right.
because the banks folded, you're going to spend money. And that's what 2/3 of the American economy is based on spending, consumer spending.
Okay.
So when they stop spending, that's a really big problem.
That's what I've been wondering about with regards to the economy already being in a recession. They're talking about having a harder one next year. I can't imagine. I'm worried about it. I'm worried about, I run a business now that's based on advertising. I know that when there are recessions, advertising generally goes down a lot. I'm worrying now. I'm looking to buy a place, but I'm worrying about to what degree I should just be saving my savings and not spending them at all.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is what a lot of people
and that just
feel
depresses
right
the economy more by not. I mean, that's the whole point. Is in the aggregate. I mean, from what I understand about this, in the aggregate, the more people hoard their money and don't spend it. Granted, as Americans, we spend too much money. We've always had a bad savings rate. But when the economy's going down, you don't really want people saving more per se.
Yeah,
that was the whole stimulus package idea.
I don't know if you see the same there. We're noticing certain banks that are offering really attractive rates. Bring your money here. We'll give you these very high interest rates. And for me, I look at that and go, uh-oh, these guys really need some cash. That makes me even more nervous.
Right. Well, and that's the whole, and I mean, we don't have to belabor this anymore, but that was one of the readers wrote last night and said, they apparently can go a very long time if they want before they give you your money, if the FDIC has to bail out your bank. Now, having said that, banker friend told me, yes, but it's never happened. That typically you have what happened with, well, Wachovia situation and the other banks, each situation's been a little bit unique from the other. But the point is, so far, every situation that we've had to have a bank taken over or whatever, people have been paid. Your account is transitioned, so there's been no problem. You can take money out the next day. But even that, like, I don't believe we're having to discuss whether my $100,000 guarantee is something I can get initially or whether I have to wait 7 years.
You're exactly right. Why can you believe in America we're having this discussion?
Right.
That's what's
right.
That's I mean, come on.
Right. Post 1930, when my grandparents had to deal with it.
Yeah.
Woo. Kind of makes, like I said, makes you want to move to France. I know, I forgot to tell people you're in France, those who don't normally read the site, but yeah. Anyway, all right. Thanks, Chris.
Okay, thanks, John.
That was good. I'll save that one, yeah.